How's everybody this evening? I hope you're not having crazy weather. Tonight we're going to make a quiche. I'm going to use fresh spinach. A lot of times I use like a 10-ounce package of either frozen spinach, frozen broccoli, and let that defrost and then drain it. But I have the fresh spinach tonight, and I'm also going to use some mushrooms because I had some mushrooms to finish up, so I want to use some mushrooms. And then you have your half of onion diced. The mushrooms are sliced. I'm going to put the oil, which I put in the pan. There's 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to put it in the pan, and then I'm going to put it on medium to medium-high heat. Just be careful because you don't want the onions to burn. So what I'm going to do, seeing I've had that up for a few minutes, I'm going to take the onion and put that into the pan until it becomes translucent. So that's going to be in there. In the meantime, I have my 9-inch pie crust, which I put into the dish already to get that ready because we're going to layer and get that done so that the quiche can go right in there and go in the oven. And it'll be ready in time for supper. We're going to do this now, get that ready. And we have our eggs, which we're going to use 3 eggs, which I've let get to room temperature. You don't want to use cold eggs. And that's going to go in to make the liquid measurement. You can see our onions are starting to get rendered down. I'm going to add my mushrooms. It's probably about half of an 8-ounce package sliced. I'm going to stir those around a little bit. Let them cook through because you want them to be brown but not burnt. So we're going to work that through. And then I'm going to add in my spinach, which I washed. And I'm going to add that all in. This looks like a lot of spinach, but it's going to go down to nothing. So if you want to use the fresh spinach or fresh chard, anything you want to use, it's fine. Because all those things are great for quiche. Chard, I've used Swiss chard, I've used collard greens, I've used asparagus, which is a different way of doing it, but that all is really nice too. It gives it a nice texture. So I'm going to take that, I'm just going to get my tongs so that I can get the spinach in there to wilt down. I'm not going to put the salt and pepper in until I wilt everything down. I'm going to add my teaspoon of salt, my half a teaspoon of black pepper. And while this is cooking down, you can preheat your oven to 425 because you're going to start it out at 425 for 10 minutes and then turn it down and cook it for about another 35 minutes at 350. So you want to make sure most of the liquid is out of here because it'll make your pie crust soggy otherwise. So we're going to let that just cook out till the liquid is gone. So as you can see, almost all the liquid is gone because the spinach happens to have a lot of water in it. So you want to make sure it's not really juicy. Now we're going to go and we're going to put this into our pie crust. Now you're going to take your 3 eggs and crack them into the bowl or a pitcher. I like the pitcher because it's easier to pour. I usually give them a quick little beat first before I add the half and half. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of half and half. If you wanted to make this vegan, you could do a vegan crust. I know they sell those. You can do, get the vegan cheese. And you can use like a oat milk or coconut milk, unsweetened coconut milk or something like that. It just takes a little longer to cook because the half and half cooks quicker. So then we're going to take this and we're going to take our cheese first. I've got shredded cheddar. That's one of my favorites. But you can use whatever kind of cheese you like. And then you're going to take this and pour it on top. And then we're going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes and then turn it down to 350 for another 35. Okay, so we're back and here's the quiche out of the oven. To test the quiche, put your knife in and make sure it comes out clean. We'll do it again just to make sure, and it comes out nice and clean. That means it's done. If you have egg on there still, put it back in the oven. So I'm gonna have to get a mitt because this is hot. It just came out of the oven. I'm gonna cut the cameraman a piece for supper. Usually the first piece is the hardest, so if I'm lucky, I'll get it out of there. Not bad. I didn't do too bad. It came up pretty good. So usually, like I said, I usually let it cool before I cut it. So let it cool and it cuts easier. But this is how it comes out. And you probably get between 8 and 10 servings. And here's the recipe. And I'll see you back on Saturday.